welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday, Margie. How are you?
Terrific now that I'm here.
I know, me too. It was a fast dash in here, but I made it.
I know.
Whew, I made it. It's Tuesday again. It's like, wow, how did it become Tuesday again? After our last week's show, I feel like we were running kind of high on our celebrating the fabulousness of both you and I.
Well, you know what? That was meant to be.
Absolutely.
Because we've wanted to do that for I don't know how many weeks, since day one. And we both are very spur of the moment, spontaneous, and we just did it.
Are you saying we're spontaneous people?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Well, it was busy, crazy. We had another golf tournament. And this is a group of people that I'm just going to mention because I think our viewers need to know. It's Block, Business Leaders of Charlotte.
Okay.
And they are an amazing group.
Awesome.
And they do have a chapter here in Huntersville. So as I find out more, I will share more.
Okay.
But we made over $18,000.
Yes, that's a lot of big smiles.
That is a lot of happy kids.
Aw,
So
bless.
I was just thrilled. That, and then Al's had theirs the week before. So it's been a little smiles, busy 2 weeks.
You're on a roll. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I had a busy
Cash is
weekend,
king.
too.
So if you have nothing to do with some money, send it to Little Smiles.
Love it. So I had a busy weekend too. We had our neighborhood kickoff the summer party, which was fabulous. And then Sunday, somehow my husband convinced me to get in a car and drive to Simpsonville, South Carolina to go to the George Thorogood and John Fogerty concert outside in the rain.
Oh.
So I don't know if you know George Thorogood, but he sang that song Bad to the Bone. And I cannot get it out of my head because, and also cut your hair and get a job. Right?
I love that.
So so I kept thinking, wow, those are some fine statements we're making here, being bad to the bone. And then, of course, John Fogerty is Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yes.
So that's kind of our area. But it was outside. It was in the rain. There was a lot of military there.
Well, good for him for getting you out of your...
Yeah, it's my comfort zone,
Yes.
number one.
Yeah.
And number two, doing something totally out of the box for me. So I was like, this does involve shopping because I'm not going unless we can have a little retail. And that didn't
Therapy?
happen.
No.
No.
Oh,
So
wow.
I stood in the rain and listened to John Fogerty's song, Who Will Stop the Rain? And we really had a good time. So back at it here yesterday and back to doing hope, making hope happen. And
Reality.
yeah, and all the crazy wild things that are happening in our world. So
I went to a wonderful meeting this morning that I also want to mention.
what's that?
It was at Levine Dixon Hospice House in
Oh, bless.
Huntersville.
Yeah.
And they meet the first Tuesday of every month.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, they are senior groups, nonprofits that work with seniors.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm there with Little Smiles, and then the gal from Bridge of
Hearts. Yeah.
Hearts
Linda.
was there too.
Mhm.
She spoke today.
Amazing.
She does the birthdays for the kids who've never had a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And but all the other people were there for seniors, and of course everybody stood up and said, "I'm a senior, can't you tell?" And da da da.
Proud, loud and proud. We partner with Bridge of Hearts at Hope House to provide a birthday party, not only for the children, but for the adult women.
Yes.
We were finding when we were celebrating the children, some of the moms who had been living homeless had never had a birthday party
That's
before.
what she was saying today.
So
And she
we-
said that on our radio show
Mhm.
too.
So we opted
Which
to
just
change
is
that.
so hard for me to imagine.
Hmm. You have no idea what a little tube of hand cream will do to someone who's never had something nice like
Ah,
that,
Yeah.
and what it means to celebrate your birthday when you've just been left behind. So we
Yeah.
love them. We love their ministry, and we love what they
Yeah.
do for our community, for our kids, and obviously for our women too. So
Yeah.
wonderful. And
Yeah.
the Levine
Great
Hospice
people
House is
at that
such a
meeting.
place of healing, restoration,
Yes.
and it's so spiritual there.
You know, if you ever think you're having a bad day and you
Mm.
go to one of those meetings, you realize how much good is being done in this community
Absolutely.
for all ages.
And just to mention, I think at the Living Dixon they have a sign up for you if you ever want to like provide snacks or
Snacks,
meals
yes.
for families that are there visiting patients, and I think that's a lovely thing to do. Again, if you're
Yeah.
not feeling good and you want to get a little hope and a little happy in your life, go do something for somebody
That's
who doesn't
right.
have any.
That's right. I've always said that.
Yes, we do too. We say that at Hope House. Hope is an emotion that you hold, and you hold on to it to someone who doesn't have any,
That's right.
and then you give it away.
Yeah.
So I hope that our listeners who aren't feeling that way could definitely provide a little hope and sunshine.
I hope so
Mm-hmm.
because it's life changing.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of hope and sunshine, I'm kind of excited about our guest today. She's a character, and I've had the great honor of the past couple of years to listen to her at the Chamber Women's event, and
She was the speaker last month.
she acted as the hostess and MC all day long in a room full of 150 plus women. Is a tough show to do because I think there's a lot of energy in there, and you got to
Yeah.
make sure it's directed in the right way, and a lot of really great people doing great things, and it's hard to corral that many. It's like herding kittens, right? Like getting
Oh, it's worse than that.
getting that many women together to hold it together. And
Yeah.
this year at our table, I think we had the only two men in the room. And
No, we did at our
oh
table
yeah, you
too.
did too. We were next to each other, and the poor guy. In a pink shirt. He thought he was being so sweet by wearing a pink shirt, but his face was as pink as it possibly could be throughout the whole pelvic therapy discussion. And is a new dad. He has a newborn, a 2-week-old at home, and he said, "Boy, have I learned a lot
Oh my
today."
gosh.
So I think
Yeah.
that was really cool. So it's not only just for women, but it's for the brave men
Well,
in
he
our
just needed to
community.
get out of the house.
I think so, and I think next year it should be sponsored by WSIC. We need to have some presence there with the radio
Yes.
station because
Yes.
there is you never know when we go to these things the connections, the possibilities, and the personalities that happen together. Incredible.
I always walk away maybe with 3 really good contacts
Me too.
and leads
Me too. I do too.
that have made a difference.
You get a goodie bag filled with goodies and everything,
Yeah.
but the goodies that really come out of that is the networking
That's right.
and the opportunity to just, I mean, for me, it's a luxury to
Yeah.
spend a day
Yeah.
sitting at a table
Yes.
and being fed when usually I'm on the run, moving and all that other stuff. So to have great speakers and great fellowship
Yeah.
and everything is really a wonderful thing that our community does. And Miss Amber was extremely entertaining this year, and she does a great job of hosting that. So we are going to, when we come back from break, we're going to be hearing her story. I hope you buckle up. I hope you're ready to laugh a little and learn something and be part of her journey.
We
And
did a Zoom and we
yeah.
just found out we had so much in common.
That's awesome. And I think that this show with her should be split probably into 3 or 4 shows. In fact, Amber could probably have her own show, actually.
Well, she's going to start writing for
Awesome.
LKN Connect.
Awesome. But when we come back, we'll have the honor of introducing her to our listeners. And if you have anything that you want to ask, remember our phone number, 844-STUDIO-4. You can call in at any time. Margie and I and Amber would be happy to talk to you. And Bill is waiting, joyfully anticipating any call that might be coming in. So when we come back from break, we'll be introducing Amber Valentine, today's guest on Community Centered.
Can't wait.
More informative discussion about people and groups doing good in our community coming up. It's Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC.
Well, the summertime heat and humidity is back, and it's with us for most of the week. Overnight, a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures will dip down into the upper 60s. For our Tuesday, I'll just keep an eye out for a couple of scattered showers and a thunderstorm for the afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy with afternoon high temperatures in the mid-80s, and we'll copy and paste that for much of the rest of the week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The app with Lake Norman deals. The WSIC app is out now, wherever you get your apps.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The Ben Gatlin Band performs 2 local shows beginning Thursday with Langtree Live in Mooresville on June 6th. Event time is 6:30 p.m. with the concert beginning at 7. Gatlin then offers a solo show Friday on the Birkdale Village stage with the Live Under the Oaks concert series. Back-to-back free music with Ben Gatlin beginning on Thursday at Langtree in Mooresville and then Friday at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. The popular Piedmont Healthcare Friday After 5 concert series offers free entertainment this week in Statesville. 80s tribute band Kids in America performs at 6 p.m. on West Broad Street in front of Mitchell Community College. Food and beverages will be available for purchase at 5. Bring your chairs and enjoy a night of music this Friday in downtown Statesville. The 3rd annual Dock and Rock Music Festival returns on Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba. Performances by Ryan Joyce, Danny Carr, Red Dirt Revelators, the Presley Layton Band, Alec Ottaway, and Feathered Roots begin at 4 p.m. on the stage and concert system powered by Waves Entertainment. We'll see you Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba. The Kane Center for the Arts Week 1 of summer camps begins Monday, June 10th. Morning and afternoon camps for ages 8 to 15 include ceramics, art, media, Broadway, and paint. For more information on summer camp programs, visit canearts.org. That's C-A-I-N arts.org. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The 10-week series opening night race is on Monday, June 10th, and night 2 following on Tuesday, June 11th. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, details, and information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Call now to speak with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle at 844-STUDIO-4. It's community-centered on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back. We have a fantastic hour for you today. So grab your chips, popcorn, diet gum, and water. And I just have enjoyed getting to know Amber Valentine more than she will ever know right now. And I love the name of her company, Hotmess to Hotness.
Yes, girl.
Really changing who you are from the outside in, accepting who you are, your journey, and embracing it. I was there, as Debbie was saying, at the chamber, and I thought, I'm so glad I could sit here for once and say, yeah, I'm 10 pounds overweight, but I don't really care. I feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And,
girl. Yes, girl.
You know, I could
love
lose
that.
it if I really wanted to, but obviously I enjoy what I'm eating more than what I'm not eating.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen. I love it. That's great.
So tell us how you got started.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm famous for my 300-pound transformation.
Was part of that a marriage?
It was 100 pounds of body weight and 200 pounds of a husband that had to go. Yes. So
I've been there too.
yeah, that's where it all got started. And what happened is I was really getting frustrated because I had checked all the boxes in my life that, as women were told to check. I had the husband, the 2.5 kids, the 3 dogs, the white picket fence. I was driving a pink Cadillac, 6-figure income, running a company. You couldn't tell me nothing, right? But I was 250 pounds and I caught my doctor writing on my chart, morbidly obese.
Ooh.
Guys,
Well,
that was
that-
an
that-
awful moment for
Yes,
me. It hit
yeah.
me right in the chest. And I actually reached out and grabbed his hand. You shouldn't do that. I don't recommend doing that at the doctor's office. He didn't appreciate it. But I reached out and I grabbed his hand and I said, excuse me, please don't call me fat and then so fat I could die. Like, I'm doing everything I can. I don't understand why I can't lose weight.
Yeah.
I'm having a really hard time with this.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm eating 1,000 calories a day. I'm working out with a trainer in the gym. I'm, paying a doctor $2,500 a month to help me lose weight. I'm rubbing creams everywhere. Like, help. Like, I need help. I can't figure this out. I can slay every other goal in my life, but this is not working.
Yeah.
And then I turned around and I went to my therapist and I asked her the same question. I said, how are there even skinny people in this world? Please, I don't know how this is a possibility. And it is just not for me. And she said something that changed my life. And so I'm really glad that you asked, because this is something I love to tell everyone, because it was really one of those light bulb moments for
Okay, I
me.
can't wait to hear
And
this.
at the time I didn't appreciate it, but now I really do. And she said, Amber, you get on stage with all that energy and you tell women in business that if they really want to make a lot of money and they think that rich people are snobby or that, nobody likes rich people, well, they're not going to become rich people, right? And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, what if it's the same thing for weight loss? I said, what do you mean? That's ridiculous. It's calories in, calories out. Everybody knows that. She goes, really? How's that working for you? And I was like, okay. And she said, Amber, you grew up in an abusive household. You probably somewhere deep down inside have a belief that if you become desirable, that will put you in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Have you dealt with that? And I was like, no, because that's not true. Nobody wants to look good in a bikini more than I do. That's ridiculous. Stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then I went home and I did some research. And I found, and you and I have talked about this, and I can't
Yes.
wait for you to share a little bit about that. Our Zoom yesterday really was quite amazing. But that normally women are holding on to weight for a couple of reasons. One, someone in their past has told them they're broken in some way
Yeah.
and that they don't
It's a
deserve.
form of protection.
Yes. And they're like, you know what? I don't have a significant other because I'm overweight. I don't travel because I won't fit in an airplane seat. I can't get the job because I'm heavy. When in reality, there's something deep down inside that they believe about themselves that they just rather not deal with.
Yeah.
And it's way more fun to eat ice cream and Cheetos and hide that.
Yes, and
Okay.
it becomes essentially a shame shield.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, I like that
Mhm.
phrase. I've not heard that before. I'm going to use it.
Please
I'll
do.
point everybody back here for it, but I'm going to use it. Shame shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the other thing that I find, there's actually 3 reasons. The other thing that I find is, like me, we're putting on weight to hide, shame shield, yes, but also if I become desirable, I'll get attention I can't handle, or I will be put in danger. This is not safe for me. And just a feeling of like, I don't want to be seen, or I'll be seen as promiscuous if I'm attractive. Like those kinds of
Yeah.
feelings might not be wearing them on the outside, but on the inside and causing self sabotage. The third reason is mom and dad, maybe, and not even intentionally or with any kind of malintent, may have not shown the right kind of affection that they wanted when they were little. But if they went to grandma's house, they got cookies, cakes, and pies and full meals, and grandma showed love through food.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they associate love with food, and that's the only time they feel good. So I saw that, and I was like, oh, I think
Was
I have
that like a
some.
light bulb
my
moment when you
gosh.
were like, oh my goodness?
I kind of crossed my arms and stomped my feet. I
Mhm.
didn't want to do that work.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really scary when you have things like that, like looking at you. You would rather just be like, I'll get on the treadmill more.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to think about what happened when I was little,
That's right.
And so I was like, but I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to do the same thing I did in business with this problem. I'm going to meditation, affirmation, visualization, journaling. We'll give it a shot. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
And then I also, with absolutely no degree, turned off everything I ever knew about weight loss. And I just said, I'm going to figure out how this actually works. I'm going to look at how the body works. I'm going to put together some things I know work and I know don't work. And I'm just going to make a plan. I did that, combined them, and I lost 70 pounds in 4 months.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And I was like, oh, I think I might be onto something here. Yeah. So I just went on about my life. I would get on stage. I'd tell my 300-pound transformation story. Everybody would laugh. And then I'd talk for an hour about how to become a millionaire in the business I was working in. And at the end of the speech, there would be a line at the side of the stage. Hey, your speech was so great. How did you lose that weight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your speech was so great. Can you just get me started? And I would give a little bit of advice, and then they would come back to me and they say, oh my gosh, I lost 20 pounds. Oh my gosh, I lost 60 pounds. And I'm like, this works for everybody? I thought, I was just doing it for me. So I started sharing it, and they were sending me their cousin and their sister. And then I accidentally started a company, and here I am.
Wow. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Pain into purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
yes,
a beautiful story.
for sure. And I can't imagine why anyone would be attracted to what you have to sell because you are all energy and all fire for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
But I think that, on behalf of all the women struggling all over the world with weight issues and body shaming and all the other nonsense that goes on in our world today, congratulations
Yeah.
Thank you.
for finding a solution and being proactive about it. Because there's a lot of people that just want to whine, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the dichotomy of you now just saying, well, you're teaching them how to become a millionaire, but they're like, yeah, that's great, but get me skinny, right? So it's like
100%.
you would choose becoming skinny over becoming a millionaire because it's that important to us and our self-esteem and the who we are and who we say we are. That's incredible.
It is a really hard nut to crack. And I know for me, I can only speak for myself. And I think that's why my program has been so successful because I have been through it and I have experienced a lot of these things.
Yes.
But I know for me, I would get on the scale in the morning. And if the scale went up, my day was ruined.
Oh, yeah.
It said something about me for some reason. And
yeah.
I didn't know
Failure.
why. And
Shame
then,
shield.
yeah. And then every time I would eat, I'd feel bad for eating. And if I didn't go to the gym, I would beat myself up. And
Yeah.
like there was some kind of cosmic checklist of my worth surrounding what I was eating and what my weight was and if my jeans were too tight. And I thought about it all the time. It's so exhausting
Yeah.
to have that in your mind all the time. And then you spend so many resources trying to figure it out. And really, you're just throwing bubble gum at the wall and money down the toilet on all these different things, and they're not working. But when you really dig down and find like why this is happening for you, then everything in your life changes.
Yeah.
So it becomes a huge relief. And like you said, women lining up on the side of the stage because it's such a big problem. I don't think most people can weed through all of the information that's out there and find the right thing that's going to actually help them.
Well, everybody's been raised differently too and has had their brain washed.
Yes.
I was told when I was very young that I was so way overweight. And so my mother sent me to Weight Watchers and they would not accept me. So she put rocks in my bra so I'd weigh more.
That's the best thing I've heard all day.
Wow. What are you going to do with that, Amber?
I don't know how to react.
I don't either.
At all.
I thought
I have a visual too.
I don't even
I'm
think I
sitting
can
there
use it in
thinking
my
I'm
marketing.
standing on the scale because I have rocks in here.
I
know she's accepting me, and I'm thinking,
I'm going to add it to my list of things to ask. Like, did grandma give you cookies, cakes, and pies? Did your mom put rocks in your bra? Did you, like...
one of those things you just,
okay. Like, the more that I hear about your relationship with your mother and your weight, I just want to sit down and talk to you for, like, an entire
well,
weekend.
she was obsessed.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, she really was.
And so a lot of my clients I talk to have stories. Yours is a little more extreme, honestly, than most of them. I mean, some of the things that you've told me are incredible. But even if mom in third grade said, 108 is ladies' weight in passing at Thanksgiving dinner, sometimes women will hear that and it'll just implant. And then they're 50 years old going, I'll never be 108 pounds, so what's the point?
right.
Like, I'm never going to be a lady. And it's just that one little tiny thing of truth that's not really true.
It's
that they've
not-
been
yeah.
living by their whole life, that
Yeah.
we can remove that and then put in nutrition.
That's right.
And now they're healthy. And yeah.
Wow.
And they
feed
can
our-
live
feed our
their
bodies.
dreams. Yeah.
Feed our mind, body, and soul,
That's
right? Well,
right.
we're going to go to commercial break here shortly, but when we come back, I'm excited to learn more, and I have some questions, and they might be controversial, but that's okay. That's what we're here for, right? We're here for making our community more centered, and we'll be back here shortly with Amber Valentine with Hotmess to Hotness.
Yes.
That's it.
That's awesome.
Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle will return after this short break on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the summertime heat and humidity is back, and it's with us for most of the week. Overnight, a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures will dip down into the upper 60s for our Tuesday. Now just keep an eye out for a couple of scattered showers and a thunderstorm for the afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy with afternoon high temperatures in the mid-80s, and we'll copy and paste that for much of the rest of the week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. Serenity Now Massage and Wellness.com, with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
If you're ready for a rewarding career, the team at Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is hiring. Great pay, great benefits, and a great team atmosphere. Experience the feeling of HornHVAC.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Regular Wall Street is worried meme stocks could be a real problem. The Wall Street Journal reports Morgan Stanley's E-Trade is considering telling meme stock leader Keith Gill he can no longer use its platform. Sources say just before Gill reignited a meme stock trade last month, he bought a large volume of GameStop options on E-Trade. This past weekend, he posted a screenshot of an E-Trade account showing he owns stock worth nearly $116 million. E-Trade is worried about potential manipulation. Today, GameStop shares rose 21%. Energy shares led the Dow lower. Chevron shares fell 3%. OPEC had said it will start lifting production curbs this fall, and that sent crude futures to a little above $74 a barrel. At the close, the Dow fell 0.33%, 115 points. The S&P and NASDAQ rose 0.1% to 0.5%. The S&P adding 6, the NASDAQ 94. Joan Doniger, Bloomberg Radio.
Call now to speak with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle at 844-STUDIO-4. It's community-centered on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to Community Centered. I'm your host, Debbie O'Hanley, with my jokester host, Margi Kyle, and our guest today, Amber Valentine, who is the owner and inspiration behind Hotmess to Hotness. And, you know, we always say during commercial break, we need to record what happened. And today is no exception because we've heard a little bit more about Margi's rocks in her now she has healing rocks, so I'll never look at her the same way again. But anyway, Amber, welcome back. We're so excited about you being here. What would you say is different about your nutrition program? Because, you know, we are inundated in today's world with, and now the Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, semaglutide, blah, blah, blah of it all.
Right. Yeah. So I would say the thing that's different is that I wasn't looking to sell anybody anything when I created my program. So it's not based on anything but the actual science of how your body works. Again, I'm not a doctor. I can't say that I have a degree in that. But research that I could do online. So it's all real food. It's what we're designed to eat. So it's just food. There's no supplements, bars, shakes, powders, replacements, drugs, shots. Yes. And I will take a moment since you mentioned that to just say, I know that that's been like a revolutionary thing, and there are a lot of women having a lot of great results for that. And I am never one to shame someone for how they're choosing to go on their journey. There were a lot of people that didn't like what I was doing when I did it, you know, and didn't feel that it was healthy or something and had their opinions. Well, now that's obviously they can go somewhere, but I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. But the shots, any kind of supplements, any kind of thing that you're putting in your body, you have to weigh the risk to the benefit. And from the research that I've done on those drugs, the risk of like thyroid cancer and long-term health effects are huge. So if you're coming to me and you're 400 pounds and you're on the verge of being very, very sick if you don't lose weight, absolutely. please do whatever it
Mm-hmm.
takes. Surgery, drugs, whatever it is going to take
Yeah.
to get you to get that weight off is going to improve your life tremendously. If you have 50 pounds to lose, 100 pounds to lose, and you can do that with nutrition and without putting something in your body that's going to cause more health effects, worse for you in the long run, especially if you're 20 pounds trying to get in a bikini for the summer,
Mm-hmm.
no ma'am. Like the risk of the long-term effects are so much greater than the benefit of wearing a bikini this summer. And if you're not fixing the inside stuff and really getting yourself on a good
That's right.
nutrition program, it's not
Yes.
going to stick anyways. You're
That's
going to
right.
either have to stay on the drugs until they really do hurt you, or you're going to have the weight gain come back because you haven't learned anything different. So in my nutrition program, I teach women how to go to the grocery store and what to look for. I teach them why we're eating the things that they're eating,
Okay.
how they can eat at restaurants and still do that, how they
Yeah.
can go to the grocery store, how they can go visit their mom and still stay on the program, eat plenty of food, feel amazing, but have it be real food. How to read a label. What's it telling you? How to make a choice when you don't have the thing right in front of you that you thought you were going to have. You know,
Yes.
if you've got it all planned out, you go to the restaurant and they're out of the thing you were going to order. Oh my gosh, how do I make a different decision? So I teach that in those moments. I also heavily detox people from sugar. Sugar is the number one cause of
Mm-hmm.
inflammation and illness in our country, by far. And it's kind of alarming. And if you want to talk more about that, call me. I would love to tell you about it. I'm not going to go into that today. If you do invite me back 3 more times, as you said before, I'll do it.
We'll do
I
that.
will do it. But getting yourself off of sugar, just recognizing the sugar words, what's in them, and getting rid of it, because sugar is actually an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
It triggers that dopamine,
Okay.
and every time you have it, you spike, you crash, you want more, right? And then you go for something salty until you want something sweet again, and then you spike and you crash, and you go for something salty. So I get people off that roller coaster. We get rid of the sugar, reduces inflammation, helps them to sleep better, feel better. Sometimes, and I'm not a doctor again, I can't say that enough, but sometimes hair stops falling out, joints stop hurting,
Mm-hmm.
you know, medications come off. They're sleeping less at night, but feeling more energetic. That 3 o'clock fog goes away,
Yeah.
brain fog, naps during the day. I mean, the amount of things that happen when you take sugar out of your diet is unbelievable.
I bet.
So yeah, so I do actually offer a sugar detox. We'll talk about that at the end, for a great way to get in touch with me and to start working with me without having
Yeah.
to pay for anything. I have
Okay.
a free 7-day sugar detox, puts you in my community, gives you a menu for a week that has foods with no sugar, and will give you a pretty good idea of what the nutrition
Oh,
plan
I would
looks
love
like.
to see
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to remind our listeners, though, that if they have a question for Amber, you can call 844-STUDIO-4, and she's here to take your questions. I mean, I know, but I've got a million questions going on in my head. Never mind questions for you, Margie, after the show. But I think that I think what you're trying to promote and educate women is just that, the education, the resourcing, that there are alternatives, right? And
Oh, yeah.
your story matters, and the fact that you use that to inspire people, I think, is what's significant. And I think
Yes.
that's very important for our listeners to know.
So let me say, and this is totally outside of diet and nutrition and everything else. My absolute passion in life is to tell my story, which is why nobody can ever shut me up. I'm always on the stage, you know, doing this all the time. I'm grateful that I have this to do it with,
Mm-hmm.
because I think many women are concerned about their weight, and this is
Yes.
just what was given to me to be able to
Yeah.
get into the lives of women. But truly, my message, like I sit before you today with a 10th grade education. I was a homeless teen mom. Like
Oh, now you're speaking my love language. Okay.
right. So I had a really rough beginning, and something that I'm excited to be able to do for other women in the world is stand on stage and say, if I can do this,
Yes,
you can
do
do
it.
this. I want you to see in me what
Mhm.
you're going through right now,
Yeah.
and know that you can overcome it. It's going to take a long time and a lot of really hard work, but like I'm alive and I'm thriving, and I have a position where I can do this in the world. And it's okay to be messy. Like Hotness is, it's okay to embrace some of your mess.
Yes.
And the parts that you can't change or that don't need to be changed and you can celebrate, that's your hotness. We're gonna move
Mhm.
that over into this bucket,
Yeah.
right? And we're gonna celebrate that. But the parts that do need to be fixed, we're going to keep those on the Hotmess side, and we're going to give you some ways to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You're going to get some elbow grease, get in there, like work on them, but celebrate yourself the entire time.
Yes.
You know, so that's really the message. Like, if I can do this, you can do this. Like,
I so believe in that.
yeah,
I really
I
do.
know. I saw that in you when we were talking yesterday
Yeah.
on our Zoom. So,
Yeah.
Margie, do you have show and tell?
that.
I do. There's the proof right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those
if
are
you
my
didn't if you
pictures.
didn't believe it, that's it right there.
Yeah. So I lost 100 pounds in that picture. I think I was down just about 100 pounds. And it took, I think, a full 7 months to get to 100. So
As the weight was coming off, what was that like for you? Were you like, wow, like
this is crazy. And I tell my clients now, I make them give me pictures the whole time because your brain can't process it. Like, you have a residual self-image. And when you look in the mirror, even 50 pounds down, you feel the same, especially since it happens so fast. Some of my clients lose up to 1 pound a day. So
Yeah.
it's coming off so quickly, and they can feel their clothes getting smaller, but they look in the mirror and they're like, I look the same. And I'm like, send me another picture. And then I send them their picture side by side, and they're like, oh my gosh, I knew I had lost 50 pounds, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. So that happened to me. I was actually getting ready to go on a date, and I went to buy a dress. Now, I was a size 24 when I started my journey. As a size 24, and in that picture you can see, I was still cute, don't get it twisted, but like I was miserable, and I thought to myself, gosh, I just really would love to be a size 12 again. That'll never happen. Like, I'm older, I've had babies, my body isn't the same shape. That's all crap, by the way. It's not true. It's things we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't imagine. So I went shopping for this date, and I put on a size 20, and it didn't fit. And I was like, something's wrong. So I put on an 18 because I had it in the dressing room with me, and it didn't fit. And this lady, God bless her, walked by me and said, honey, you need a smaller size in that dress. And I was like, oh no, I can't be smaller than an 18. I lost like 50, 55 pounds at this point, but I couldn't process it. So I went and got a 12 off the shelf, and I was like, there's no way. And I put it on, and it fit.
Wow.
And I couldn't wrap my head around that.
Yeah.
I eventually got down to a size 8 and actually like had a party. I was like, this is impossible. This is an impossibility. I've done an impossible thing,
That's
So
amazing.
getting your brain to understand that it's
Yeah.
actually possible is half the battle.
Yeah.
For
Your
sure.
brain, that's a big
Yeah.
one for
Mhm.
sure. And I know that whole mindfulness piece that's associated with it. I've just
Well,
started.
just knowing too you're doing it properly.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
I just started a meditation class at the meditation room here in Cornelius, and one of the things that she taught us, which I never was aware of, was we go through our days taking sips of breath, just sips. Like I'm just sipping at the breath, and stopping ourselves. And me, because everything in my life with the folks that I deal with are in a crisis, I'm just sipping away, and I was like,
Yeah.
heck no, I need to start taking like some long drinks here. And it was like a aha moment where I was like, I have just been sipping. So we all need to like take some more breaths, and the
Wow.
mindfulness
Yeah.
piece of it is so important about
I
that.
love that. I've never
Mhm.
thought about the breath part of it. The part that I talk about with meditation, because I know a lot of people think it's like a religious thing, or like, there's all this woo woo
Woo-woo and-
around
yeah.
it. But honestly, the reason meditation was so hard for me when I got started was sitting down and being quiet. Like, we keep ourselves busy, and we keep all this like head trash like going on. But when I sat down and tried to meditate, and I had such a hard time with that, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, if I can't spend 10 minutes alone with me, who
That's
else
right.
is going to want
That's
to?
right.
Right.
Like, nobody else is
Yeah.
going to want to spend time with me if I
Right.
can't spend time with myself.
I
I
think
hope you hold that point
yes, because we're going to
because
go to
we're going to
break
have to
soon.
take a break. But please, if you've got a question, don't hesitate to call. Fascinating.
Absolutely. And when we come back, Amber Valentine with Hotmess to Hotness.
There's more community-centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the summertime heat and humidity is back, and it's with us for most of the week. Overnight, a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures will dip down into the upper 60s for our Tuesday. Now just keep an eye out for a couple of scattered showers and a thunderstorm for the afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy. with afternoon high temperatures in the mid-80s, and we'll copy and paste that for much of the rest of the week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The Ben Gatlin Band performs 2 local shows beginning Thursday with Langtree Live in Mooresville on June 6th. Event time is 6:30 p.m. with the concert beginning at 7. Gatlin then offers a solo show Friday on the Brookdale Village stage with the Live Under the Oaks concert series. Back-to-back free music with Ben Gatlin beginning on Thursday at Langtree in Mooresville and then Friday at Brookdale Village in Huntersville. The popular Piedmont Healthcare Friday After 5 concert series offers free entertainment this week in Statesville. 80s tribute band Kids in America performs at 6 p.m. on West Broad Street in front of Mitchell Community College. Food and beverages will be available for purchase at 5. Bring your chairs and enjoy a night of music this Friday in downtown Statesville. The 3rd annual Dock and Rock Music Festival returns on Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba. Performances by Ryan Joyce, Danny Carr, Red Dirt Revelators, the Presley Layton Band, Alec Ottaway, and Feathered Roots begin at 4 p.m. on the stage and concert system powered by Waves Entertainment. We'll see you Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba. The Kane Center for the Arts Week 1 of summer camps begins Monday, June 10th. Morning and afternoon camps for ages 8 to 15 include ceramics, art, media, Broadway, and paint. For more information on summer camp programs, visit canearts.org. That's C-A-I-N arts.org. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The 10-week series opening night race is on Monday, June 10th, and night 2 following on Tuesday, June 11th. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, details, and information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Now, more community-centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. This hour is just flying. And we are here with Amber, Valentine. And if people want to do one thing to get started, what would that one thing be?
Oh, I would definitely say removing sugar from your diet is the
Okay.
single best thing that you can do to really amp up your health if you're looking for
Yes.
fat loss and becoming healthier.
Okay.
Define sugar, because I think there's a lot of people that think, oh, well, I'm not drinking soda anymore, candy bars, but where
Girl,
else are the sugar?
There are 126 words for sugar in ingredient lists. Now, when you sign up for the sugar detox, it gives you that list. Like, I
Wow.
can't imagine that you would be able to find them all the time, but anything that ends in ose, sucralose, fructose, those kinds of
Yeah.
things, stay away from them. But
How
normally,
much do you charge for that training on sugar detox?
0. The sugar detox is free. It's
Free?
the first 7 days of my
Free,
program.
free.
Yes.
Well, sign us
Yeah.
both up.
She
Yeah.
said free.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can't wait to have you.
How
It'll
do
be
people get a
wonderful.
hold of you?
So if you go on my website, Hotmess to Hotness, the 2 is a number 2, .com, you will find the sugar detox on the homepage at the bottom. There's a sign up
Okay.
there for that.
Okay.
Calling me or emailing me, finding me and contacting me through my website or on my phone number is the best way, because talking to me, I'm going to find out what you need. I'm going to tell you my story. I want to hear yours. What have you already been through?
Yeah.
Like what are you looking to accomplish? And then let's plug you in. So my phone number. Should
Okay.
Which
I
is,
was going to say, I don't know if I can share. 540-539-4998. And again, if you go on the website, hotmesstohotness.com, there is a link there. But the phone
Okay.
number is 540-539-4998. And there is a
Wonderful.
contact me on the website. There's the sign up for the sugar detox on
Okay.
there.
Well,
and
you're
all that.
crazy not to do that.
So
Yeah.
Margie and I during the break kind of issued each other a challenge that we said we would take it together and we would share our experience so our listeners can know that it's not scary and
Yeah.
that we can kind of share our results of how we're doing. And I think that would be kind of fun.
I do too.
And
I do too. And
heck-
very healthy.
Heck yeah, maybe some miraculous thing will happen because of it. But
That's right.
what kind of things can people anticipate during that detox? Because I know some people have shared.
Man.
Yeah.
So quitting sugar is a lot like quitting smoking. All of the things that
I've
you
done
would
that
say to
too.
your significant other if you were quitting smoking, like, hey, I might be a little cranky and tired and, short with you. You will be amazed at the cravings that will happen from getting rid of that. Well, think about it. From the time we're little, like, let's say you go to the doctor and they give you a shot and you start crying. They give you a lollipop, right? Your brain automatically makes a connection right there
Oh
between
my
anxiety
gosh.
and
Yeah.
sugar,
Okay.
right? Light bulb moment. I
Yeah.
have a lot more of those for you, but it's crazy. And then you fall down, you scrape your knee, somebody gives you a popsicle. You get older, you want to celebrate an accomplishment, they bring you cake. Like your
What about a
brain.
glass of wine?
Yeah,
I
well,
was
wine
gonna
is
s-
allowed on the program, so we don't talk about wine.
Okay,
If you-
well, I think I'm
I was
joining
I
now.
was gonna
Yeah.
mention that, Margie.
Yeah. Wine is the grown-up version of that, okay? But I do allow red wine on the nutrition
good,
program because
good.
I feel like if I take away wine and coffee, we're not gonna do it. We're just not gonna do it, right? We need to have something. But as you detox from sugar, your brain has made these connections between the dopamine that you get from that and the overcoming stress and anxiety. So you are programmed from the time that you are very small to
Yeah,
alleviate
you
those
are.
stresses
Yeah.
with like 3 o'clock in the office. What's everybody doing? They're looking for a candy bar or a cupcake to get them through the rest of their day. You have a bad breakup, you go get a tub of ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Like we self-soothe with these things. So when you take that away,
Ouch. I think I
the
can see a lot of things getting off my desk right now.
yeah, there's a lot of attachment there. So when you take it away, all of a sudden you're going, well, now how do I deal with this anxiety or with this, these emotions that I'm having, which is why the program has cognitive behavioral therapy and mindfulness
That's
embedded
awesome.
in it.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So
I
when you
can't wait.
when you say mindfulness, I think some people, we were talking about this before in the last segment, think kind of woo woo, like light some incense and
Yeah.
do all that kind of stuff. But what is your version of that?
Okay, so again, people think it's like religious and you can take it wherever you would want to, but it's a way to hack your brain. So meditation, like I said, learning to sit alone with yourself. I love your sips of breath idea. Like you do realize your body and that you're
Yeah.
okay in that moment and that you're breathing. That's very helpful for disconnecting your physical from your emotional. So I use it to help make that separation, like a muscle that you're toning, so that when you go to the refrigerator, you can step back and go, wait, am I actually hungry right now, or is this an emotional response? Because if you meditate, it helps you make that separation,
Yeah.
mind and body. So that's what that's used for. Visualization. You're not going to go, like if I pulled up in front of your house, now you know me now, so maybe you would, but you are spontaneous people. But if I pulled up in front of your house and I said, hey, we're going to go on a trip, like just get in the car. You'd be like, well, where are we going? It's fine. We're going to go. It's going to be great where we're going. Like get in. You'd be like, but I need to know more information. So when you tell your brain you have a goal, it's going, I need more information.
Sure.
And you're going, no, it's going to be great. But if I pulled up in front of your house and I said, girl, we are going to go get margaritas on the beach. I heard that there's going to be some men there today. Do you remember last time we went? That salt tastes so good. That's going to feel so good on our skin. And you give a specific, you're like, hold the phone. I'm going to go get my bikini. Like I'm on my way.
I don't think so.
So
I hung that up years ago.
I'm going to go get my moo-moo.
There you go. I'm on my way is the sense though. And that's what visualization is for. And then also think about this, and I'll leave you with this for the visualization and affirmation, the woo-woo stuff here. Your brain has this amazing ability to make up things and then believe them outside of your like cognitive awareness, right? And I'll use something in real life to prove that to you is dreams. Your brain makes up a dream on one side and then watches it from the other side in horror or delight or what's going to happen next. But you made it up. Why is it that you don't know what's getting ready to happen so much you can have an emotional response to it? So visualization and affirmations hack that part of your brain so that you can tell your brain what to make up so that then you can be acting out things that you actually want to, not acting off of your mom sticking rocks in your bra when you're a kid. You can now say, hold on, that's how things used to be, but here's what we're going to work off of now. And there's nothing woo-woo about that. It's absolutely amazing and life-changing, and a way to hack into those systems and make a difference.
Those are fabulous tools just for anybody in life in general, right?
everything,
I mean, you can set that as a resource for just about a template, right? In fact,
for sure.
for just about anything. So that, I want to get your contact information out there again, because if someone was driving and didn't have a pen to write it down, let's get that Hotmess to Hotness website out there and phone number again.
Yes. So Hotmess, number 2, hotness.com. And the phone number is 540-539-4998. And of course, you can always just Google me. I'm out there. So if you can't remember,
have you ever Googled yourself, Margie?
I did once.
Yeah.
And I was shocked when I saw
it is pretty wild, that's for sure. Well, this has been delightful, Amber. It's been educational. It's been informative. It certainly made me feel hope-filled. And has it put a smile on your face, Margie?
It has, in the fact that it made me realize I am probably eating more sugar than I even realize.
For sure.
And I've got to stop it, because I've noticed things that I didn't feel before. Like I ordered the dark chocolate ginger. I mean, I just am hooked on it because it's so good for your tummy.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's tons of sugar in that.
Yeah, well, the sugar hides in things that you wouldn't even imagine. Like a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store has a solution shot into it to make it taste better that generally contains sugar.
I cannot wait to take that course from you.
Yeah.
And me as well.
Because if you know, I'm not here really concerned about my weight, although I would love to lose 10 pounds, but it's not the end of my world. But to feel better and to know that what I am eating is better for me. Is my main goal right now.
And I'm always careful to make big promises, even though I know weight loss, I can tell you, is going to happen if you stick on my program. It's just a byproduct of doing it. That's going to happen. I can't promise you how much, but I can tell you plenty of people have lost plenty. One thing I can promise you is that you will feel so much better if you remove the things from your body. I say you're a sexy Italian sports car, right? If you're putting sugar in your gas tank and filling all your beautiful filters with sugar, it's going to run like an Italian sports car would with sugar in its gas tank, right? So if we get all that stuff cleaned out, you're going to be running just the way that you should, and will get you feeling so much better.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, we had a recent discussion at Hope House about how when you're in high school, they don't give you the tools that you really need. Like, how do you open a checking account? How do you, deal with a financial plan, et cetera, et cetera. No one teaches you how to eat properly, right? We're all influenced by social media and television and what we hear and the socialness around eating out and all that other stuff. So I love that your program gives you the resources, gives you the knowledge, gives you the education to just give yourself a permission slip to not have to follow mainstream media and do what everybody else is doing, right? So let's, I think, starting with you and I doing it, we're both, kind of sort of leaders in our community, and people might recognize that, hey, you're looking great. How come? Well, we can now help Amber, and maybe more people will get connected and get healthy again. I'm excited about that. I get excited about doing that kind of stuff. So we have to just sit down and decide when we're going to do that. And I think it'll be exciting for us.
I do too. And part of going way back to childhood, my mother bought a huge freezer, gave the key to my brother because he was skinny, and hid it from me. So, it was whenever that freezer door was open, I wanted to dive in there and figure out what I was missing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Margie, let me just replace a voice in your head and tell you, I think you're super hot, bad bee. So you can have the key to the freezer.
We never talked about the bad bee. Like, Margie,
next time.
You are a bad bee. You really are. So it makes you fierce and fabulous. Yes, queen. Yes. Amen. That is for sure.
Oh, this has been fabulous.
We'll see you next time on Community Centered.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Shore.